Steve and Jill here.
Good day.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about the division of responsibilities in a partnership.
Sounds boring.
It just occurred to me that this is my all-time favorite way to avoid work is these recording sessions.
Who wrote this? Did you come up with this title? It sounds a little
Did I write this title?
I'm sorry.
No, my staff, my personal assistants and full-time staff did.
I know. It's very corporate. Because it doesn't sound, because you're not usually a corporate guy. So also I'm like, division of responsibilities in the partnership.
It's not like, hey, let's sit down and see what you're responsible for and what that's not what I mean. What I mean is I love doing the data and pounding it in the mail, and you love to answer you and your people love to answer the phone and make these deals happen. So that's what this is all about. And it's not like we sat down and said, you do that and I'll do this. We just naturally fell into it.
Come on, let's be honest. It was rock, paper, scissors. I lost. I'm just kidding.
Well, if we had to overnight, here's my big question, and we'll get into it in a second. If we had to flip roles, would we succeed? Like if I had to be the wife and you were the husband.
Based on my laugh, what do you think?
I don't know. All right, save your answer.
We'll leave it at that.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
Okay. Luke asks, I would like to know the parcel fact that we use. I'd like to know if parcelfact, parcelfact.com, our website that we use for due diligence, may have a GIS function so that there may be a layout. Hold on to this one. This is a good question. So that there may be a layout of all the adjacent and neighboring properties or lots with their addresses, where we can use these lots or houses and to check the flood zones, comps, things like. There's all kinds of things you can use for the surrounding properties.
What he's asking is, so when you go into ParcelFact, you look up a property, it's state, county, APN, it beautifully pulls up a property with dimensions and exactly can really make a fast decision about whether or not you want to buy it. What he's asking is, there's lots of properties that surround it all over the place. What if I could click on those and know who owns it? So maybe I buy the property, maybe I contact the person next to it, see if they want to sell it or buy this property really fast. And the answer is hell yes. We are probably 30 days away from recording. By the time you hear this, it'll be a lot less. 30 days-ish, let's just say 60, from having this functionality come into reality.
It's being created right now.
It's something that, this is a great question. It's one of the reasons I included it, because I want this.
Exactly.
Everybody does. I want to see who owns a property next door, too.
It's awesome. And I'm actually looked at the beta. I was kind of approving it yesterday.
Shut up. You saw a beta?
We're way down this path. Yep. And I got the beta. And the only thing what I'm having them do right now is the beta has, I said, include everything. So I don't want just the top 10 statistics. I want a box this long as I hover over that property, so I can decide what information I want to extract from that, right? I don't want just to give me the normal ones like the name, the address, the APN, maybe the assessed value and things. I want all of it. So I looked at that and I said, this is great, but right now it's all abbreviations. So right now I said, come back to me, fill in give it to us all in, not gibberish.
Not developer speak.
Exactly. And then, so that's where I just looked at that yesterday. So as a matter of fact,
was it cool?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Was it like, wow?
Yeah, it's going to be all this. It's going to be so
of
darn
all the
cool.
things that you could film and leak to the internet, this
is
would be
good.
One of them.
Yeah, so just imagine you go on state, county, APN. There's all your property, and it has when you're hovering over the property or where you're in, like you pull the property up, you have seller information. You might have mortgage information in there. You have zoning, you have all, and then like Steven said, the full map. And now you'll be able to hover over and like click all around it and go, that guy owns that. That guy's, I see what these are all worth, whatever, or such. And
this is a classic example of the owner of the company is the last person to know. And all the cool stuff passed. And now it all goes live and I don't even know anything. You know why they do that?
It's in here.
For
Luke,
the record,
it's coming.
You know why people do that? Because they don't want the owner's opinion.
Oh.
And the owners only, at this point, where we are now, I just slow stuff down.
Oh. You're working on other more important things,
I am,
Steven.
actually.
You really are.
This episode, by the way, might be one of those situations where the question is a lot more interesting than the topic. Let's find out.
Okay.
Today's topic, the division of responsibilities in a partnership. This is the meat of the show. So let's answer the question. If our roles were reversed, I'm the data person, I'm the mail person, I'm the data scrubber and locating and all that stuff, and you're the closer and the seller. If we reversed our roles tomorrow, could we make this work?
Yes.
I think so too.
Would it be as easy? No.
No.
Would it be as fun? No. Would it be as profitable? No. Would it be as smooth? Nope. And it certainly would not be as efficient. It would take me longer on the data side, and it would take you longer just getting up the gumption to answer the phone.
What is this?
It's a bracelet.
It looks like a shackle from the 18th century.
Right? It's a bracelet, but somehow whenever I move, it pops off my wrist.
It looks like handcuffs from the 18th century.
You bought me that.
Oh, I'm supposed to remember that.
But you buy most of my
Why
jewelry.
does it keep falling?
I don't know. It's a sign. I don't know. Break free.
When your spouse's jewelry looks like shackles, ask yourself some questions.
That's awesome. All right.
So I could not have answered the question more exact or more similarly than you did.
Right.
I think we could do it because that's who we are. We're entrepreneurs and we get through it and we find a way to do stuff. Would it be fun or normal or natural like it is? No.
No. I have some other points if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So as always, I pour over every podcast topic for at least an hour. I sleep on it. I review my notes the next day. And anyway, but I did spend some time, seriously, thinking. I'm not kidding. I did.
While you were writing the sentence of the topic title.
No.
Spend some time thinking about it.
I wrote some notes. I did really spend some time on this because I do. I like to bring my best self to this show, and I have some things to share. So what I thought about this topic is, well, number one, about the division of partnerships. There's always things that one person is better at. And I put use talent was my note. Because there's things that maybe you don't even like doing it, but you're good at it. You're talented at it. You kind of should do it. At least.
There's nothing I like. There's nothing that I'm good at that I don't like.
That's good. But for some people, I'm sure that's the case. I think some people, there are things that like, man, you're really good at X. Like, I know I am.
Yeah, there's some stuff I
you don't
can't
really
stand
like
that I'm
it,
good
right?
at, yeah.
But you're really good at it. You're
Like
like,
sports.
there you go. Football.
I'm very good at sports, and I hate playing them.
There's a good example. But you took one for the team, and played in high school, and then it stopped. But so there's a good example. So as you have a partnership, I'm assuming, and you're listening to this, or you're planning to have a partnership. So as you're doing that, think about the things that you are better at, and think about, at least in the beginning, you should be responsible for those things. Don't make your other person struggle and learn. When it takes you 5 minutes, it's going to take them an hour. Just do it, and then you can train someone or hire someone who's also good at that to replace you at some point. The second thing is, with dividing up the responsibilities, a reason why you want to do that is you don't want to be doing double work. What we have learned, it's not like you can't really take your acquisition sheet and draw a line in the middle and go, you call on those and I'll call on those. You're doing double work.
Geez, no.
And
that would never work.
Right? And so I'm trying to help people here too.
Right. So here's how we do it.
Yeah.
All the anatomy of an acquisition, if you've been with us for a couple of years, you've heard me say this, maybe a million times. The anatomy of a deal is exactly the same. It's never changed since caveman times. There's acquisitions, engineering, and sales. And I'll even throw in pre-acquisitions, which is get the data, choose a county, scrub it all down. And so acquisitions, engineering, sales, you can visualize it. There's a certain point where that stops, and I call it pushing it to sales. So I do the pre-acquisition. We get it all in the mail. I purchase it. Jill's involved in purchasing it only to the point where she speaks with the seller to make sure that they're going to sell. Then we go through the engineering part, which is get it all ready for the internet with pretty maps and picture and videos and stuff. And we push it to sales. And from that point forward, I don't look forward or back. Mm-hmm. I move on to the next deal. And usually there's hundreds of these deals going on at the same time. and I don't care what happens to it. Literally do not care and don't want to know. And so, because we trust each other, that's part of this. And then she turns it back into money. I take some money, buy it, make it look pretty, and she converts it back into more money.
Thank you. Exactly. And that's the thing. You don't want to be doing double work. You want to have an arrangement at some point like that.
There's no circumstance where I say, I was thinking about mailing this one county in Montana. What do you think? Never. That never happens. She just trusts me. And there's on the flip side at the end where she's like, I'm really having trouble selling this thing. She doesn't ever think to come to me to talk about it. It's just a distraction.
Wouldn't that be funny? That would be funny if you said, hey, Jill, I'm not feeling good. Can you finish this mailer? And I'd be like, you know what? Sure. We've been follow up on these phone calls for me.
You can't, by the way, you cannot and should never attempt raising children this way.
Could you? Yeah, I'm out. Hey, I did the first 2 years. It's your turn.
That's what I mean. He's not a baby anymore and he's out of diapers. You're up.
Yeah.
I'll see you when he's 9.
Exactly. Call me when he's 18. I'm getting an apartment. Mommy loves you.
Yeah. He needs to talk about condoms now. You're up. I'm going to leave for a couple years.
He stinks. Your turn. I was great when there was like the puppy phase. Now I'm out.
That's actually how it went. That's how it's going.
Yeah, that's kind of.
This is the truth.
That's kind of true.
I love the teenage years.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
I really do.
I did the girl.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's fair. All right, that's so good. So my final point is when you divide up when you divide up your responsibilities in your partnership, one key thing though is you have to have some form of great communication. And preferably, I want to say something about this, where there's not a lot of talking.
Yeah.
Because
God bless you.
You do things in a different way, in a different pace, and I do things in a way, a different pace. And what's really great, actually, I didn't tell you this, I'm watching our team develop this skill right now, and I'm so thrilled. I have head of my IT working with the head of everything else, and I'm watching them have less communication, less talking, and they have committed to this spreadsheet where they leave questions for each other, and they've committed to replying to each other in there. So they know exactly where they stand, when items are going to be completed, if there's any hiccup in the process. And then that way, too, I don't have to drop everything at 1 o'clock because I have a meeting. My time might be best between 3 and 4 today, and their time might be best between 1 and 2. They do theirs, I do mine, and it just works out beautifully. I've also was listening to this, too. I was thinking about it because I listened to the Wharton School of Business in my car on the Sirius, and I was listening the other day about.
You mean between the 4 blocks between our office and the house? You listen to the radio?
Yes, I have a 5-minute chunk of time. Is exactly right. So
Jill puts her car in first gear, burns the tires off. It's just burning rubber for 4 blocks, and then parks it right at that. That's how far it is.
I come in and I slide in.
She puts 1.2 miles on her car every day.
Pretty much, yes. Exactly. And we've taken a few trips in my car. I think I put 4,000 miles on my car last year. I was kind of looking at that. It's kind of funny. So anyway, but I'm watching them do that. Well, I was thinking about this company, and they were talking about strategies and things that they do because they have employees all over the world, and you have to do this. You can't have a meeting every day. When you're all over the world in different time zones, you have to set up things like this for communication. So anyway, that's my final point.
When I was at KPMG, and before that, wherever we worked, people our age, their communication is a huge thing. So this is even before the email. And our email was kind of used, but it was only kind of used for certain stuff, and nobody really used it or understood it. So communication was this part of continuing education constantly, and the overtone was the more talking, the better. You got to communicate what you're doing. You have to constantly tell everybody, I'm moving from this thing to this thing. I'm going in a little bit of a different direction. What do you think? Constantly on conference calls. Remember that? You sit in a conference room, and the conference call, that big spider-looking thing is in the middle of the conference room table, and everybody's sitting there talking. That is so far from efficient. It's ridiculous now. There's CRMs and ways that people from all over the world can collaborate in a single application to get a transaction done in minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to take months.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember an old boss of mine talking about communication before FedEx.
Right.
You'd either talk on the phone or send something in the mail, the
Right.
U.S. snail mail. So just keep up with those times.
Right.
You know, get a partner that's on the same page about the amount of communication that you need or don't need. You know, Jill and I are very lucky with that. Even in our personal life, you know, some guys can get talked to death by women. Literally, they die because they've been talked to too much. And some women just can sit around, you know, smoking a cigarette, wondering why their husband never talks to them.
Yeah.
So you have to choose a partner in life and all kidding aside, in business, that where the communication level, everybody just kind of
That's
basically
true.
understands it.
That's a very good point. You're right. Thank you.
Well, you've done it again. You spent another 20 minutes or so listening to the Land Academy show. Join us next time for the episode called, How Men and Women Approach Land Investing Differently.
Love it. And we answer your questions posted on our online community, landinvestors.com. It is free.
You are not alone in your ambition to get a new teleprompter.
Oh, I'll share mine. I have one.
I really can read.
Okay.
I just can't operate a. Never mind.
It-
Oh, you do have one.
I
Maybe
do
we'll
have
use
one.
yours.
You can use mine. All good. Wherever you are watching or wherever you're listening, please subscribe and rate us there. We are Steve and Jill.
Information
An inspiration.
to buy undervalued property.